Heidi ho, my crafty friends. This is Lori at the Ladybug Journals, and I want to welcome you to my craft room and all the paraphernalia that I have on my desk, because today is a mess-making day, and I want to invite you along to have some fun with me. So I've got my favorite sweater on, I got some water, a couple of paintbrushes, I got some parchment paint, some brown umber, and what's this one? Raw sienna. I got some stickers. I got some watercolors. I got some dried flowers. I have a whole plethora of things sitting here, and it's all going on one little book page. And I'm going to scoot you back here a little bit so that you can see all the mess I'm making. And we're going to start out, I do believe we're going to start out maybe with some watercolors on the base. And these are my new ones. And these are the Artistra Metallics. And if you like watercolors, I highly recommend these. Because these are fabulous. So we're just going to wet down just a couple of colors here and let them sit for a minute and wake up. And while they're doing that, let's see, I think we're going to wake up the purple. And it really doesn't matter the colors you wake up. They're just going to be background. Yep, so we're going to let them wake up a little bit. And while they're waking up, we're going to play with some stickers. We're going to put a couple of stickers on here. I know you're thinking, what the heck are you doing? Okay, so it doesn't matter where you put them. This is all going to be background. Okay? So everything is going to be background. These are going to be background pages. And they're going to be fabulous. I can already tell you they're going to be fabulous. And they're going to be fun. So let's put down a couple of butterflies. Let's see what we got over here left in this one. Oh, these feel kind of thick. I don't know how well these will work, but let's take a look and see. Let's see how thick these are. Those are a little thick. I don't think I want to use those. I think they're going to go back in the sticker box. Okay, let's see what we got over here. Oh, we got some clear roses. Let's see if we can get these open. Yeah, if we can't, we're not messing with them. We're on a roll. We don't have time to mess with silly stickers that I can't get open. Oh, there we go. That was pretty easy. I think we're going to put that right here. And I'm mainly looking at color. You know, where I want little pops of color. That's a white one. I don't think I want that one. Oh, but I do think I want this green. That'll be a nice little pop of color. Yeah, and ever since my fingernails broke off, I can't get a sticker open to save my life. All right, come on. I'm not going to mess with you all day. If I can't get you open, I'm not going to use you. There we go. I think I want some more green over here. There we go. Now let's see what we got here. Oh, we got some ladies. Let's see what color we got here in the ladies. Oh, these come in all different colors. Yeah, I have all different colors of them. Oh, here's some blue. Let's add some blue. And I have a whole bag of these things, and I always forget that I have them. So they don't ever get used anywhere. Okay. I got her. I just got to get a hold of it. Come on. There you are. Let's see. I think I want some blue down here in the corner. There we go. And like I said, most of it's going to be covered up. All right. I can always add more color here if I want later. All right. So I've got that done. So now let's do some splatting and coloring here with our paint. Now remember, this is watercolor, so any other Anything else we put on here, this is going to spread a little bit, which is okay because most of it's dry. I just want the color in the background. That's all I want. I just want color. Yep, that's all I want. I just want color. Yep, we're going to use our stamps today. There we go. Yeah, let's bring in some of this pretty green around the blue here. Yeah, I want some background that I can stamp on that isn't all you know, already got words on it. I think that gesso that I've got sitting over here will work just fine for that. It'll let me get rid of some of it. You know, I like working with gesso. It's like an autocorrect. You get too much someplace and you can erase it. There. All right. So I hope you guys have some fun with me today and create. There we go. Let's get some green. Now let's see, what was the other one we did? I think we did this blue, didn't we? Wasn't it blue? Oh yeah, I think it was, because it's nice and soft and gooey. Ready to come out and play. Let's put some blue up here. Yeah, like I said, this is just background, so you don't have to put on your best artist hat or anything like that with these. Just smear it on the page. That's all you got to do. Just smear it on the page. And you could even put it under your stickers. Then you kind of got to wait for your stickers to dry a little bit. But you could do that, you know, if you plan ahead, which you all know I don't do that. I don't plan ahead. You could do that. You could paint your whole page, you know, just in a variety of watercolors. And then let them dry. And then come back. And, you know, then put your stickers down. Ooh, that sounds like fun. I might have to try that. Maybe try it on watercolor paper. Do some wet on wet technique. Oh, maybe we'll try that. Yeah. Somebody remind me to do that. And what was the other one we did? Was it the pink? I'm thinking it might have been the pink. Let's add some pink. Yeah, the pink is really light. I like it. You know, it's really nice, but it's a really light color. Okay. There we go. Adding some nice color. Okay, there's our backgrounds. Now, I'm going to let that dry for a second. I'm going to rinse off my brush. Let me sit it here on my paper towel. Let me get these watercolors off the table. I'm going to sit them over here on my other table because I don't want to get stuff in them. Okay, there we go. We're going to let those dry for a minute. Now, the next step in them is I'm going to pick my gesso up here. I'm going to reach across the table and get it. And after this dries off, we're going to take some gesso over it. And we're going to kind of lighten areas up. Like maybe the stems around here in the corner. Around here, around the girl's dress. Maybe some up here in this corner. And then we're going to kind of bring it in a little bit. And we're going to start creating some layers. You know what? I think I see some yellow here. I think I want some of this yellow on there. Let me see. Oh, it's already open. I think I want some yellow up in here. Let's see. What one do we want? I think I like this one with... I think I like this one with the green on it. Kind of brings in some of that green from the bottom. Right up in here. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Yeah, I like that yellow. Okay. I know you guys are thinking, what the heck is she doing? All right. Okay. Now, let me get these over here. All right. So let's get and don't worry about anything that's hanging off or that needs trimmed. because we're going to get to that. Let me get this one out of the way here. Now, if you don't have gesso, you can go on and use your parchment paint, or if you have white paint, you can use that. Here, I'll show you. We can do that. If you don't have parchment, gesso, that's okay. You don't have to. You could also use your burnt sienna. You could use your brown umber if you prefer that look. I would not recommend using your good paints, you know, your that you use on canvases, your really good paints. They really are a little too thick. I find the craft paints work a little bit better for this project because they're thinner and they move better. All right, so I've got my gesso here. So what we're going to do, what I'm going to do anyhow, is I'm going to turn it like this, and I'm going to bring it in a little bit here in the bottom. And I don't want to completely cover up the picture. I just kind of want to lighten up what I'm seeing. Like, I don't want to see this sticker all bright. And by rubbing the gesso over it, like I'm doing here, it takes away the shine. And I can do the same thing over the butterflies. I can take it and just lightly rub it, and it'll take the shine off of it. I can still see it, but it takes the shine off of it. And now over here, I don't necessarily want to know that this is a lady. So I am going to kind of be a little bit darker around her. But I do want to see the color. So I'm going to try and blend her in a little bit more. But I still want to see the color. So I can blend it down. And this is all your preference. This is nothing that's a, you know, specialized formula or anything like that. It's all your preference. What look you want, how you want your you know, this part of your layer to look. Because we're nowhere near done. And you can add, you can take away. You know, it's just, this is just another layer. And layers are what make it fun. Okay. See, I'm not covering up the color. I'm just adding more layers. Now, I got this idea. This is not an original idea. I consider this a mini masterboard. And I never in a million years thought to use stickers. Never. And I saw Pam at the Paper Outpost use them on one of her videos. And I thought to myself, I can't believe I never thought of using stickers. Because I've used everything else on Book Page, but I never in a million years thought to use my stickers. I don't know why. I really didn't know why. I've used gesso on Book Page like this before. I've painted on Book Page, but not one time did I think to combine them. So it was like, huh. There we go. So, making a mess. That's my favorite way to craft. So, these make great background pages. I have a whole pile of them. My Facebook group and I created some. And oh my goodness, we had so much fun. There, see, I can still see the colors, but well, I'm nowhere near done. Yeah, we're not done. This is layer 3. The stickers were layer 1. Our watercolors were layer 2. Our gesso's layer 3. You ready for some more? All right, let me put this gesso up so I'm not spilling it all over the table. Let me get the top on it here. Okay, so now we're going to let this dry for a second. That's all it takes is a second because it's light. Nothing is heavy. So we're just going to let it dry for a couple of seconds. And then let me move these stickers back here out of my way. Okay, we're going to let that dry for a second. Okay, I've given this a chance to dry. And now it's time to play with our stencils. Okay, so I've got out some of my favorite little stencils here. As you can tell, that one's one of my favorites. Let's see, which one do we want to play with? I think I want this one. That one's got a lot of fun on it. Okay. So let me put these on the floor and pick up my ink. Okay. Or actually it's oxide, it's not ink. And let's see, where do we want to put this? It really doesn't matter. We can put it anywhere we want. Let's get that. And let's get some out here. Let's see what colors we've got here. I've got more than I probably know what to do with. Let's see, what color do we want to use? I don't want anything real light. I think I'm going to go with gathered twigs though. Yeah, for right now. Let's set this over here. Okay. Now, I'm not gonna cover it. I'm just gonna do bits and pieces, you know, like that. Yeah, I just want it to peek through here and there. And it's okay if it covers the stickers. It's okay. There we go. Maybe a little bit down here. Like that. There we go. Just another layer. So let's put that over there. Okay. Now I've got a couple little stamps. Let's put this over here. I've got a couple little stamps here. My favorite little stamp, my little ladybug. Let's use her someplace. Let's see, what color are we going to make our little ladybug? I think we're going to make her, we're going to use festive berries for her. Well, you know, she's a ladybug after all. And I think we're going to put her right here in the bottom. There we go. Then we're going to let her walk up the page. Yep, some of them are walking away. The ladybugs do that. They're wanderers. There we go. We got some little ladybugs. Okay. Make sure I turn that back on. Okay. We'll put that over there. And what about, just for fun, we add a little hedgehog. What's that little hedgehog? And for that, I'm going to use pine needles. Yeah, just because it matches the color of the stamp. So let's see, I want to wipe that off there. That pine needles is rather juicy. Maybe we'll put that little hedgehog right down there. Ha! He's cute. He's a little cutie. I don't think I've ever used a little hedgehog before. He's a little cutie pie. Okay. We're done with that one. Let's put that away. All right. Just another layer. So we'll let that oxide dry for a second. Put those over there. Put that there. All right. Now, we've got our trees. What color we want to do some trees? I think I want them to be a little bit lighter. So I think I'm going to use Vintage Photo. Let's get some Vintage Photo on them. Looks like I might need to re-ink my Vintage Photo. Come on, boys. Ink up. Okay. right. Okay. There we go. All right, I'm going to let that vintage photo dry here for a second. And then I'm going to take some, where is it? I'm going to take, where's my tea bag? Oh, here they are. I'm going to take these tea bags that I have. Now, I have all kinds of tea bags. I have light colored tea bags. I have a darker color. No, it just depends on the color tea, you know, that I was drinking, I guess, at the time. And I'm going to see which one I like the best here. I think I like this lighter color. Let's see if I have another one that light. This must be some of the green tea. Okay, I don't think I like that right there yet. All right, so I think that's had a chance to dry. So I'm going to open up. This is a tea bag that I have not taken the tea leaves out of. Okay, their tea leaves are still in there. So now you're going to need some matte medium. Okay. And you're going to need your finger again. So take your finger and you just find a spot or 2 or 3 or 4 or wherever you want, and you just put some matte medium on your page, just like that. And then you're going to take your tea bag that still has the tea leaves in it, and you're going to snip the edge off of it. Okay, so now my tea bag's open. And you're going to carefully put some of these tea leaves onto your page. Now remember, that oxide that we put down is reactive. So can you see it smearing? And we're going to put some tea leaves down here where everything is wet. Just another layer. Yep. I know you all are thinking, oh my word, what is that child doing? It's all right. Think of it as glitter. Yeah, think of it as glitter. Okay? Now we're going to let that sit for a minute. And then we're going to shake off those tea leaves. Whoops, I just got stuff on my brush. While you wipe off your finger, let it sit there for a minute. And then you're going to need your dryer, because you're going to have to dry the area that's wet. Okay? So you're going to need your dryer. My dryer is this little Tim Holtz craft tool. It's not loud, but it does get warm. So it will dry that. And what we're going to do is we're going to shake off those tea leaves that are loose. Now I need to plug this in. So, yeah. So the camera's going to shake for a second, because sorry, I just paused it because it was shaking a lot. Okay, so now, after it's sat for a second, you take your piece and you're just going to tap everything that's not sitting. You know, shake it around like you do glitter. And then tap all your loose pieces or anything you don't want. Like I use a fan brush. And if it's too thick, I go through and I'll brush it. I'll brush it loose, because some of it got a little bit thick for me. And I'll brush it loose. I just wanted more of a sprinkle. So I'll brush it loose. And if you do this over your trash can, then you don't end up with such a mess. Yeah. Mine ended up being a mess. But it's just another layer. Now, make sure you clean your brush off. Because not only do you have matte medium in your brush, but you have tea leaves in your brush. So make sure you clean it off. Okay, you can also use your finger to spread it around if you want. Yeah, mine got a little bit thicker than I wanted. So we're just going to dry it. And then we're going to go right over top of it. So let's dry this up here a little bit. And let's see if we can shake off some more. I got a little bit more. Told you were going to say, what kind of a mess is she making? Yes, these big pieces. There's big pieces of tea leaves in there that I don't want. Now, you can't keep your heat tool in one place too long because your stickers are just plastic. So make sure you keep your heat tool moving around. Okay. So now it's a little drier. So let's go through and rub some of it off here. It's not sticking really well. There we go. Now I'm getting all the loose off of it. Okay, let's put this in the trash. That's better. All right, now let's get this stuff in the trash so we're not ending up with it in our paint. That's better. Okay. There's a big piece. Okay. Now, I'm going to take some dried flowers. These are dried flowers from my garden. These were bright purple during the summer. You can see a little bit of the purple. And I have some yellow ones somewhere. So you can pick the color, you know, if you dry your own flowers, you can pick the color that you want to put in here. And the first thing we're going to do, I'm going to have to take my sweater off to do this though, is you're going to thin out some of your paint, your brown paint, your white paint, even your raw sienna paint. You need to thin some of it out with your water. So on your work surface, and this is just a this here is just a cereal bag that I clean and then I dry. So I'm just squirting a little bit of paint out here on my cereal bag. And I've got a work apron on because this gets very, very messy. Okay. And then with my other one, I'm going to cover my back wall here. Okay, I've got my back wall covered. Now, with my fan brush that still has tea leaves in it, I'm going to take some water, okay, and I'm going to thin out my brown. This is the raw sienna that I'm thinning out right now. You want it really thin, okay, because we're going to flick it. Doesn't that sound like fun? We're going to flick it. Okay, so I've got my brush full of paint. And you're just going to put it all over the page like that. I'm just tapping it on my fingers. This is just one layer, so don't panic if you don't like it. You know what you can use to get rid of it if you don't like it. Okay, rinse that brush. Okay, dry it off a little bit. And then you're going to do the same thing with the dark brown. You're going to thin that dark brown out, that burnt umber. You're going to thin it out. Okay? And you want it to be really thin. Just like that. There. And after each color, make sure you clean your brush out. I have a paper towel over here that after I clean it out, I'm wiping the water off. Okay, so now our page is it's just really wet. So I'm going to take my heat tool. I'm going to go over my blobs. And see, I can still see the color. I can't really tell on some things what they are, but I can still see the colors. Down here, my two colors kind of ran together, so I can kind of make them run a little bit if I want. Which, that's good. I like that. That's what I want. This is just another layer. And now, my blobs of tea don't look so bad. They just look like blobs of paint. So we're going to dry this. And then I'm going to take that tea bag that was really dark, that I didn't like before. That's going to be my next layer. One of my darker tea bags is my next layer. Okay, that's dry enough. Now, this is one of those little square tea bags. And to dry it, I just made a little slit in the back. And I knocked out, the majority of the tea that would come out. And then I just let it sit for a couple days. So it's really dry. So now I'm going to take a little bit of this tea bag. And I'm going to put it where I think I want it. And I'm going to take my matte medium. Maybe. Okay. And I'm going to put it on the back of my tea bag. And you could use a glue stick for this if you wanted. That would be fine too. Or you could use, if you don't have matte medium, you could also use a wet white glue. And I'm going to put it down where I want it. I'm going to make sure my edges are down. Just another layer. Okay. I'm going to do the same thing with this piece. Now, before I put it down, I'm going to make sure I know where I want it, because once it's down, it's down. Okay, I think I want it over this big blob of tea leaves here. Like that. Because some of those tea leaves will show through and give me some nice texture. Okay. There. Oh, yeah, I think I like that. And that is still showing me a shape. but it's not showing me really bright. Okay, so I think I want one more little piece. So let's take it off this back side here. And I think I'm going to put it up here at the top. I think I want it right up here at the top. And I think I want some of these dried tea leaves here. And I don't want it right in the middle. Just another layer. I know I've said that through this whole video, but it's just another layer. There we go. Okay, now you could take your tea bags and cover the whole thing if you wanted. And if that's what you choose to do, go right ahead. This is your background piece. You can cover it as much as you want with your tea bags. Or if you don't like tea bags, don't use them. You know, leave them off. I think I want a piece right here, actually. Because that flower's still showing up a little bit more than my liking. Okay, but if you do use them, make sure that you cover the edges really well after you get it down. Okay? And I think I want some over this rose here. Because it's still looking a little bit too much like a rose. It's still calling out saying, I'm a rose, I'm a rose. Let's get some of this tea bag on it. I wanted to just maybe say, I might be a rose, or I might be rose leaves. You just don't know. There we go. Okay. All right, those are covered. Let me wipe my fingers off. Okay. So once again, we're going to give this a real quick dry, just a little bit. And then we're going to thin out our white paint. Or we might add another sticker. Maybe we'll add another sticker first. I don't know. Or maybe, oh yeah, I think we're going to add another sticker first. But I want to get this dried just a little bit. Oh, you know what? I see where I want something. I need something right here in the middle. So I think I'm going to take this piece. I'm going to take this bigger piece. Yeah, that middle's crying out. You forgot me. You forgot me. Yeah, that middle's just not happy. Not my happy spot. Right here. I need something right up in here. Maybe here? No. Yeah, maybe up in here. It's just looking too bare. Yeah, because I know exactly what's going on. Okay. Now, let me wipe my fingers off again before I pick up my heat tool. All right. Let me give that a quick dry. So how many layers have we had? Are you keeping count? We've got our stickers. That's one. Then we added our watercolors. That's two. Then we added our stencils. That's three. Then we added our stamps. That's four. Then we added our let's see. Then we added our tea leaves. That's five. Then we added our brown paint. That's six. Now our tea bags are seven. And we're not done. We still got a lot to go. Because I'm not happy with this yet. Okay. Now I'm going to thin out this white paint. And just like the other two, you want it really thin. So this is 8. I think the white is always what makes it. I don't know why, but I think under all those dark colors, I think the white is what brings it all together. All right. I'm still not happy with those tea bags, though. They just are kind of standing out. So I think we are going to have to cover it with something. And I just got an idea what. So I'll be right back with what I'm going to cover it with. Okay. Let's cover that up. Let's give this a quick dry, and then I'm going to show you. All right, so the tea bags, I think, are standing out too much. And for me, I don't like it. Everything else I like, but I expected those tea bags to fall back further, and they didn't. So what I'm going to do, after I get this paint dried a little bit, is I'm going to take this coffee dyed paper. It's actually coffee dyed tissue paper. And I can't decide if it's going to be this one, because this one's really pale, or if it's going to be this one. This one's got a little bit darker, and it's got some nice texture to it. And if you didn't know that you could coffee dye tissue paper, yes, you can. You have to be very, very gentle with it when it's wet. And when you buy it, you know how it's in that pack? It's rolled up in a pack. The best way to do it is to leave it in that pack. Don't pull off your pieces unless you want to spray the pieces with like a squirt bottle. Otherwise, leave it in that pack. Put it in your mixture, and then very carefully with 2 hands pick it up. Let the majority of the water just drip off, and then dry it outside. Just like it is, just dry it outside. Just for a couple of, I usually leave it about 30 minutes, just as the pack. And then I'll go back and I'll start opening it up, just very, very carefully, because tissue paper that's wet is very fragile. And once it's started drying, then you can start unrolling it so the inside's dry, because you have to let the insides dry. And then once it's dry, because it's all been folded together, you get this nice texture of the coffee, and where it's hit and where it hasn't. But it works the best, and you get this nice texture like this if you dry it in the sun. Now, you can iron this because it doesn't have a wax coating on it. You can iron it if you like it flat. It doesn't take away from the wrinkles. The wrinkles will still be there, and so is the crunch, of course. And it doesn't take away from the coloring. The coloring is still there also. So, now when I put this over that, it looks like it's going to be really dark, but tissue paper just kind of fades into the background. But these dark spots will give a lot of really good texture. So here's my scissors. So instead of trying to tear this, I'm just going to cut it. And when you do tissue paper on something, always cut it bigger than what you need. Cut your piece bigger in width and a little bit longer than what you need. There we go. And I expected those tea bags to behave the same way that the tissue paper did. All right, so now that this is dry, I can take my matte medium and my matte medium brush. Well, I've lost it on my table here somewhere. All right, I had to get a different one because I don't know where the other one went I had out. Okay. Remember, everything on here is mostly water soluble, so be gentle. But you want to cover your page with your matte medium. And if your water-soluble bits run a little bit, that's okay. It looks really cool under the tissue. I love using tissue paper when I make tags, layers, when I make layered tags. Oh, they look so pretty that way. Okay, as you'll notice, this is thick, so this is going to take some time to dry. It's only a book page. All right, get this off of there, because that will tear. Okay, any big bits that you get off while you're doing this, make sure you get them off of your paintbrush, because they will tear the tissue. All right, so I think, let's see, I think I want this. I think I want it this way, because that'll give me this at the top. Oh, that's not where I want it. And you once you get it and it starts really going in, you got to leave it. And I want all the wrinkles. I don't want them smushed out. I want the wrinkles. So once I get it down, I don't smooth it out. I let them stay. And I can still see the color. Can you see the color? I still see the color. I still see the words on the page. I still see the shapes of the stickers. There we go. Then take another coat of matte medium and go over it. But you have to be gentle, because now this is wet. So the brush I'm using is a decoupage brush. It's very soft. But it can still tear this very easily. Okay. Now don't trim off your edges until it's completely dry. So this has to dry overnight. Okay. Now I want to add to this while it's wet. While it's wet, I want to add my splatters again. Okay. So I'm going to start with this. Oh, I love this look. See how it just kind of sheds? I mean, not sheds. It doesn't shed. It spreads. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Okay. We're going to take this over this coffee dyed color real quick. Just real quick. We're going to take it over because I want to dry that paint. I've got to be really gentle with it though, because then I want to do the dark brown. I can see the paint splatters underneath, but now I want them on top. And I can still see my stamps. I can see my ladybugs. I see them like crawling up underneath. I can see the coloring from the, I can still see the colors from the watercolors. I still see the little hedgehog. I can see the shape of the butterfly sticker. Okay, that's all I'm going to do. Now I want to do the dark brown. So let's get this thin. Okay. And then I'm going to go on to do the white. Okay. Remember to clean off your brush. And when you're finished, remember to really clean your brush. Just a little rinse in water, isn't good for it. You really need to clean it. Now, I need to do this too, but I'm not done with it. So I'm going to leave it right there for a minute, because the next thing I'm going to put on it are some of my dried flowers. I'm going to put some of these dried flowers and their leaves pick this up here. There we go. Now you can't cut this yet because it will tear the paper, okay? So you kind of need to have an idea what you're going to do with it before you cut it. Before you finish it. I have an idea of what I'm going to do with it. That's why I'm going to put the flowers on it. Okay, when I cut mine, I want mine to be a belly band or a side tuck. So I want that to go there. Let's see, which way does it go? This way. No. This way. So I want it over here. Right there. And I want this leaf, this bigger leaf, underneath, down here. I want this up there. Oops, get back over there. Now, to get this to be down here all the way, and I need to make sure it's over off of the edge of the page. Right there. Now, I also have my tweezers in case I want to move the second one because it is very fragile. Like that. There. That's how I want it to sit on my page. So to do that, I need to, let's take these up. Here, I need to put matte medium on the back of this. Let's sit it down. And then on the back of this, I need to put matte medium. Now to do that, you have to be extremely careful because you will destroy your dried flowers. I've already done that once today. But you need to make sure you cover the stem. And as you come up to the flower portion, you're very gentle with your flower. Okay? So, I want my flower right there. And I can't seal this yet with this final coat until the rest of the page dries. And I want this there. Let's see. Well, it's kind of dry. I might be able to. Let's give it a shot and see. Let's try it and see. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. You know what? I'm going to move this paint because if I don't, my arms are going to go right in it. We're going to close it up in there. Okay. And then this one, I have to do the same thing too. Now, I can't use my dryer on the flowers. Okay, let's put them down here. Now, I'll know tomorrow. I need to put this underneath a heavy book tonight with some more coverage on it, if these stick well. And if not, I'll have to put decoupage on them. There we go. But it feels like they're sticking down okay. Okay. Let's get this little leaf up here. Here we go. Alrighty. So I will cover this with a clean piece of my little cereal bag, since I know, where did my leaf go? Since I know it's non-stick, and put it under some heavy books for the night, and then we'll check on it in the morning and see how it does, and make sure everything is stuck down. Right now I'm sealing the rest of the page, and we're just going to let everything. Now, you don't have to normally do this with this page because there's so many layers, but since I have this flower on here, I want to make sure that everything is sealed for it. So I'm just going to add this other layer here. Okay. Everything is down. I got everything where I want it. Okay. Let's pop that in the water real quick. Close that up so I'm not spilling it. Now, where's my little thing that I wanted to put underneath that? Here it is. Okay, so we're going to put it like this. Here's a clean bag. So I'm going to put half on this little board, and then I'm going to pick it up and lay it up here. And then I'm going to cover it like this. And then I'm going to put heavy books on it for the night. And then tomorrow we'll see. Well, thank you all for joining me today at the Ladybug Journals. I'm so glad you came to play with me in my craft room. Please do come back anytime. I so enjoy having you visit. And for all of those new subscribers out there, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so glad that you've decided to come and play with us. And for all of my current subscribers, I'm so glad. So glad to have you. You make me happy. You make my heart smile. And don't forget, we have a challenge. That's right. Did you forget? And we're so close. We only need 100 subscribers to reach our goal for the end of March. For the end of March, we need 100 subscribers to reach our goal of 300 subscribers by the end of March. I know we can do it. I know we can. So please, please share our channel with all of your friends so that they too can join the fun here at Ladybug Journals and all the silliness that I get into, you know, making a mess on my table. Oh my goodness, you should see all the paint splats everywhere again. So you guys, please share the channel. Let everybody know about all the fun going on here at the Ladybug Journals. And then come back and join us another time. And until I see you again, bye for now.